Get to a question from Crew Nation, Ryan. This is from Michael Hedke, who's actually down just outside of Chicago himself. He wants to know how you figure out the niche that you want to be in. He is a sports therapist. He wants to get into motivating people, etc. Perhaps even combine the two. That notwithstanding, Ryan, how do you help people figure out the niche or the niche that they want to be in?
Well, there's business is really, it's part art, but it's part science as well. There's no formula that I can say, okay, go to Google keywords. If it has X number of visits and views and keywords, I don't do any of that when I start. I go a lot based on gut. Now, I will say, I'll give you some general stuff. In general, the more niched you are, the better your chance of success. And I use a phrase, and I don't remember who said it first. I don't think I came up with it. I remember, I've been saying it for so long, I feel like I did, but I don't think I came up with it. It's niche down till you become the clear and obvious choice. You almost want to create a category. Like you want to create your own category. So if you're, and you said it was sports psychology?
Sports therapy.
Okay, sports therapy. So I'm assuming it's not physical therapy. I'm assuming it's more mental.
Actually, no, it is. It's PT, physical therapy.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can always start in a really narrow niche, and as you get some success and get traction, you can expand out. So it's very hard to put up a website and say, I help you with every injury, whether you're a baseball, football, soccer, Canadian, hockey, right? I help you with every sports injury. Because you can't, it's impossible to reach everybody. You just can't. It's too broad. But if you at least start in a niche and say, okay, maybe I can start by gender. Sports therapy for males or for female athletes. Hey, female athletes, because we know you have different, your body anatomically, physiologically is different than male. So we specialize in working with female athletes. You could specialize by sport. Look, there's a lot of sports therapists out there. We specialize in working with baseball players. Or you could say, you could niche it down even further. So that's one niche. You go from general sports to baseball. You could say, you know what? There's 75 baseball therapists and trainers. I'm going to be the person who specializes in baseball pitchers because they're going to have a lot of the similar overuse injuries and rotator cuff and all the sits muscle, supraspinatus. I remember all that stuff. So now all of a sudden if someone has a baseball injury, a baseball pitching injury, and they type in baseball pitching injury, and you come up, you are, quote unquote, the clear and obvious choice. Your chances of success are much easier. Now, the skeptic might be saying, well, Ryan, that's great, but look at the biggest companies in the world online. Look at Facebook, look at Amazon. They sell to everybody. But you have to know your history. Go back to Facebook. Brian and Carrie, you guys probably know, right? Where did Facebook start? Who did they first start marketing to?
College students.
Yes and no.
Oh.
More narrow. More narrow,
I'm not even
Brian.
sure.
It wasn't just college students. Do people comment here in real time?
Yeah, we're looking in the comments right now. If you guys know the answer,
let's see who knows. Whoever knows gets a virtual hug from me.
I'm going to guess.
What? Ryan's giving away shit. That's awesome.
Virtual hug.
I think it's
Carrie,
a
what do you
virtual
think?
hug. I'm going to say students who were in like MBA programs.
More narrow.
Ivy League MBAs.
More narrow.
Harvard.
I'll give you the answer. He said, I'm going to launch this social network for people in one school, just Harvard.
Yeah.
He launched
J.J. Robertson and Lori Kerlin-Wynn.
So think about it. He started with, he didn't start saying, I'm going to reach everybody, because he couldn't have. And not just I'm going to reach every college student, not just I'm going to reach Ivy League, I'm going to reach Harvard. Once he got traction in that one channel, that one vertical, Harvard, he expanded out and said, okay, now it's open to Ivy League. Now it's open to more colleges. Now it's open to every college. Now it's open to college and high school. Now it's open to everybody. Right? Started narrow. It's real business, especially online, not even just online. Every business is more competitive now. When I first started sports training membership site, I was the first one in the world. There was no one else. Now there's thousands of them. He started narrow and expanded. Amazon, what did they first sell? Now they sell everything. You can probably buy a kidney on Amazon. What did they first start selling online? I remember.
I think it was actually college books, if I'm not mistaken.
It was books, yeah. So I think it might have actually been textbooks, yeah. So it was really, really narrow, and then more, and then CDs, and it just kept going. So don't feel like, and people don't do this because they're nervous, like, well, look at all the quote unquote money I'm leaving on the table. That
Yep.
expression drives me crazy. Stop worrying about leaving money on the table. Serve those people, serve that market, do it well, get traction. Then you could take the money and resources and put it in and expand and slowly expand. If you choose to, you might find, look, I'm a sports therapist and I'm kicking butt with baseball pitchers. I got a really great business. It's bringing in 6 figures a year. I can work at home and have posters of like Back to the Future. Life's great. I don't need to expand. I'm happy. Everyone is like hustle, 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 expand, grow, scale. Why? Figure out where the hell you want to go and why. I ask this question, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And if you're like a 9 or 10 and everything's good and you got money and everything's coming in and you spend time with your family, your kids, you don't need to scale. I could grow my business even more. I could work a lot more hours. I don't want to. There's no need. So it depends on what your goals are and what your vision. But don't let anyone else dictate what success means. Just, after a while, a certain amount of money, it's not going to change your lifestyle. It really isn't. Whether you have $1 million or 10 million or 50 million in the bank, maybe you could have bigger toys, but who the hell cares? To me, it's always been about the freedom. So figure it out. So start narrow. I know that, again, that was a longer answer for niche down, but I would choose one market, become the clear and obvious choice, create that market, own that market, become the first person to write about sports injuries specifically for pitchers. You want to narrow it more than that? Sports rehab for relief pitchers who come in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Sports rehab for pitchers who are starting pitchers, for starting high school pitchers. You can really play with this and have fun and own it. So when someone says, my kid's a 17-year-old high school relief pitcher and he has shoulder soreness, who do I go to? Oh, John, I forget the person's name. Go to him. He's the guy. He literally wrote the book on it.
That long-winded my ass. That was absolutely gold. I'm going to add to that. Was that?
Keep it coming.